Yunus, it's a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Poverty is agnostic. It doesn't see religion, caste, creed, culture, region. That's where you have implemented this at large scale. I want to start with your thoughts on this.
Well, it's universal, and as the system is developed in the world, the economic system that we have, it has a tendency to leave people behind. And the lucky ones go higher and higher, but the people who kind of fall through the crack, they pile up on the bottom. That's what is known as poverty. Poverty is not created by the poor people. It's a systemic thing which throws into that kind of situation. So it's a poverty. If you look for the cause of poverty, you don't look at the poor people for that, because it's an externally imposed phenomenon, not internally generated phenomenon. So if it is externally generated, then we have a very good cause to look at what the system is, why it creates this poverty, where the sources of poverty lies. And as a result, since it's a systemic, it's a global. No matter whether you're the richest country in the world, you still have poor people.
So when you say about system, there are two ways of looking at it. One is the policy making. That's where I think real, empowerment happens, and you work with a lot of governments around the world. And the second is to change the mindset of the people itself. So I want to take the first question. How difficult or how easy it is for people to learn from you to work with global governments across the world for the right policies?
The policies come from the structure you built. First you have to have the basic structure, then the policies come to implement the structural objectives. I think the fault is the structure, not at the policy level. We created a world which is kind of personal profit-centric. The more money you make, the more successful you are in business world. This is the theme occurs everywhere in the system of what we need to call global capitalist system. So you are focused on making money. You have no time to look at other issues. In the process, you create a lot of problems for other people. But you have no time because system doesn't allow you to do that. That's what is happening in the system. So unless we create a different kind of structure, it will continue to happen no matter what policy you have. And it will create institutions to support that. And one of the institutions is a banking institution. Banking institution is supporting people who are on the run and who are moving up. And the whole institution is backing them up. They're not looking at people who are falling behind. So you need an institutional reform within the structure to make it an inclusive system. But you cannot do that because bankers told the same thing, make money. So they say, why should I go to the poor people? I don't make money there. So they don't want to do that. So we go back to say that the people, human beings, are not one-dimensional beings. They are not just money-making robots. That's a basic distortion of human being included in the system that we have. I'm arguing that human beings are selfish, at the same time selfless. But the selflessness is not accommodated in the business world. I'm trying to bring that back. I said you can accommodate selflessness into the business. We can create a business to solve other people's problem, not making money for yourself. In the process, you have a sustainable system where you address those things, and every human being can express it both ways, selfish ways and the selfless ways. There's no conflict between the two. So even the richest person can create business to solve problems. Today he doesn't have a scope for that. He says, no, this is not what I'm supposed to do. So include that interpretation, then start reversing the whole system.
You talk about selflessness, which is an innate attribute of every human being.
That's what I think.
But somewhere we have to bring this disruption, because we talk about disruption and innovation. Disruption in the mindset, in the thinking, to accommodate this, because it's in the interest of the global economy, global stability, etc.
Sure. Very simple thing I propose. I said, if we believe that all human beings are selfless and selfish, why don't you include it in our textbooks, in our economics textbooks? So you can create business on the basis of selfishness, where you make money, and tons of money if you wish. And we can create business on the basis of selflessness, where you solve problems after problems, because that's what the selflessness is all about. Then young people, as they study, they will come up with what kind of business I should be. So should I do the selfish business? Should I do the selfless business? That question has to be raised in the young people. Then it starts working out. So one day, I will want to do the selfless business. That's what excites me. I want to solve all the problems. This is something I'm capable of. Also, don't forget about the selflessness. I want to make money. Let them decide. Or somebody says, I'll do both. What's wrong with doing both? I'll do selfish business and selfless business. There's nothing wrong with that. But that option is not available.
And in terms of scalability, an organization of your size and what you do with other organizations, scale becomes a problem after some time, because otherwise, if you don't scale, it doesn't reach to the mass where you want to reach on four corners of the world. So just want to learn from you how you take this challenge of scalability.
Scalability problem comes from, particularly from charity kind of a situation, where you want to do good things and you do when you're a good, small little operation, people give you money, you run it. But the moment you want to do it double the size, you need double the money as a charity, as a donation. And then it becomes a problem. Or you want to triple the size, or 4 times, 10 times, you have problems with finding the money. But the moment you design it as a sustainable business, then money is not a problem. Because it's self-sustaining, meaning that you bring your money back and you get the money back again. So your original money can be reinvested to do the same thing again, because this is running by itself, this is a sustainable thing. So you have the second one, you have the third one, it continues with the same money. But if somebody says, if it is so good, I would like to invest, and you give me money back. And that's what we talk about the social business. That's a very simple thing, it's not a complicated thing. So once you get into the mode of social business, suddenly everything becomes replicable, expandable, because the same money can be used again, and more money can be invested because people see that their money will be coming back. At the same time, you're solving the problem.
For aspiring entrepreneurs in social entrepreneurship, it was very huge last few years ago, then they see the returns aren't as much. It's not about, I think, feeding someone, it's about, like you said, creating a sustainable environment. What is your advice to those emerging entrepreneurs in this particular space?
I like the social entrepreneurship, I have no quarrel with them. But that's not what I'm playing. I'm in what we call a social business, where there is no expectation of any personal profit at all. It's zero. We totally delinct from personal profit. So totally dedicated in doing the solution of the problems that we have. So there we have already abandoned the whole idea of making money for ourselves. Our whole intention is to solving problems. So those who are still in the range of want to make some money and also do some good, that's fine. We have no conflict with that. It's a whole big spectrum. You can locate yourself in the spectrum wherever you want. But we think this is the most powerful way. Once you delink yourself from the personal profit. You want to make profit? I would say, okay, why didn't you go and do the profit-making businesses at the same time? So there is no conflict between your selfish businesses, where you don't expect any return for yourself, you only get your money back, and the other one, you make money. So do both of them, and suddenly you see you do a lot of good things.
So Yunus, again, it's an honor. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.